And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks again for the invitation of CML Horizons to give me an opportunity to express my individual opinion about the same topic, generics from a hematologist perspective. This is the outline of my topic. First, concern are the prices of TKIs. Since the 2000s, several TKIs developed for CML have resulted in excellent outcomes, but the cost of the long-term or lifelong treatment have aroused a growing concern from patients, doctors, and health authorities, especially in the developing countries. Unaffordable drug prices may be preventing the patients from accessing life-saving drugs. This is a survey from US, a large number of the patients. The conclusion, this is a survey about the cost sharing and adherence to TKI in CML patients. The conclusion is the patients with high co-payments are more likely to discontinue or be non-adherence to TKIs. Discontinued treatment or non-adherence to TKIs will result in poor response or a disease progression. And so a large group of CML experts write papers and to appeal the lower the price of the TKIs. And so lowering the prices of TKIs will improve treatment penetration, increase adherence to therapy, and expand the CML population who live longer and continue on TKI. Generics lead to considerable cost saving. For example, the price of generic imatinib is 50 times cheaper than the original ones in India and 10 times in China now. But it is also give rise to some questions about the generic efficacy, safety, and quality. This is the picture Young gave me. Yes, this is a survey by the last year. 14 countries with imatinib and dasatinib generics are available in around the world. But most of the countries have a 2 years history of the generics. And we can see some reports on generics. You can find the publications on the CML Advocate website. Because the generic imatinib products was claimed to be bioequivalent to the brand name imatinib by its manufacturers in most of the reports. But my question is, what I worry about is the bioequivalence is equally to the clinical equivalence. So some reports from India and other countries has showed a similar hematologic and cytogenetic response, but lack of the molecular response. Or the PFS or OS at a long-term follow-up. This is another report. But some different results. Patients lost their hematologic response and recurrent or had a disease progression on the when they switched to the generics. And this is the latest report. 12 patients treated with non-branded imatinib therapy failed to meet the common treatment milestones and or suffered from recurrent and severe adverse events. So the confusing conclusions from different studies might reflect on the lack of appropriate high-quality evidence for comparison between generics and the originals. The generics products with non-uniform qualities from various manufacturers. So the generics may be differed from one another. Efficacy and the safety of the generics are inclusive at best. So I would like to introduce some experience in China about the generics, because the CML Horizon invited me to ask me to to show some experience about the generic in China, but I have no prescription of the generic till now. I just got some data from the company, from the manufacturers. All this, till now, there are 3 kinds of generics TKI in China. 2 are imatinib and 1 is dasatinib. And there are 5 generics imatinib are waiting for the launch. All these, according to the policy of the China government, only bioequivalence study are necessary for approval. These are the data, the bioequivalence data. This is the 2 kinds of generic imatinib. They has the same bioequivalence study result, so they are approved. This is the panel of TKI patient payment in China. We can see the 5 originators have a much high price. The generics have lower price, but most of the Chinese patients can get the drugs through with the help of GPAP or other kinds of patient aid programs. So most patients had to pay $10 to $20 each year for they can get the Gleevec or Espresso or Tasigna. But in some areas, in some province, the cost can be reimbursed by the local government. So you can see the price or the total cost each year of the generics are similar to the patient after with the aid of PEP and reimbursement. So now, because the generics just launched last year, so there is no reimbursement policy for them. This is the TKI reimbursement in China, and the green one is Tasigna and Gleevec reimbursement market in 8 provinces, and the yellow one is the Gleevec reimbursement market, and the red one is self-payment market. So when the generic appeared in the market, some patients asked me the same questions. Do you remind me to take a generic as an upfront therapy? Do you recommend me to switch to a generic if my condition has been stable for a long term on a branded drug? Do you recommend me to switch to the generic dasatinib in order to control advanced stage disease? But the answer is the same. No, please wait. Wait for the solid evidence of clinical equivalent of the generics, because CML is a fatal disease without an effective agents. The originators have proved quite effective by a lot of studies, but generic has not yet. In fact, I will start a prospective comparative clinical trial to compare the generic imatinib and the Gleevec. So I recommend the patients to wait for the initial result, but I do not recommend the patient to take the generic without any clinical evidence of the efficacy and the safety. This is the data from the manufacturer of generic imatinib. 21 patients included in the trial, the clinical trial of pharmacokinetics and efficacy and safety of generic imatinib. This is the method and the results. The pharmacokinetics parameters of generics and its metabolites were basically similar to those of Gleevec. And regarding to the hematologic and cytogenetic responses, we can see the similar response to the previous reported. At 3 months, all the patients achieved the CHR, and at the 3 months, nearly half of the patients achieved the CCYR. At 6 months, 70% achieved the CCR, and 1 year, 80% achieved the CCR, but no molecular response evaluated. But this is, it is noted that this is the data the company, the manufacturer gave me. We have no published data of the generic. This is the adverse effect, also similar to the previous report. So conclusion, generics raise the possibility of cost-saving treatment for CML patients. Sufficient data prior to the launch, well-designed observational studies, as well as national and international monitoring after market entry are important means in ensuring access to safe, effective, and affordable generics in the real world. Generics should not be recommended to patients without solid evidence of clinical equivalence in spite of the bioequivalence. This is my individual opinion. Thank you.
Okay, questions? Please.
Thank you very much for your very interesting presentation about the generic drugs situation in China. I hope that such situation is very similar in other countries of the world. But I hope that such situation, what are you talking about, will be a very great motivation for the pharmaceutical companies who should to work hard to produce the new and the most effective drugs for CML patients. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your attention.